Hello and welcome to Sprite Guard Plays Sayonara Umihara Kawase. This is the third game in the Umihara Kawase series. When I started this channel, the first Umihara Kawase game was kind of my first staple game. It was really important to me. It's always been a really important game in my life. And I'm really excited to finally have a chance to play the third game in the series. Have a chance to play kind of a legitimate copy. I was always playing a bootleg in the past. And see kind of how the series has developed. And, there are some things that I think are good, some things that I think are bad, and some things that I think are kind of pleasingly different. So, in this one, we don't have lives. Instead, it's more of a death counter, like a more modern platformer, and then we can select our level once we've unlocked any of them. And we have the same thing of some levels have multiple entrances. That was kept. We have added, one of the things that we've actually added is, or I shouldn't say I didn't do any of this. One of the things that has been added is a quick restart. You only get to use that on stages that you have completed. But it is a good thing to have. I'm kind of not happy that they went so unlock heavy that stages have to be unlocked, and then even the quick reset on the stage has to be unlocked, and then there's a lot of art also to unlock, which is less annoying because it's not really something that affects the game. But in general, the more unlocks there are in a game, the more displeased I am. But there's a lot good in this game, and I like a lot of the changes that they made compared to the old one. One change that I don't like all that much, the visual appearance seems much more kind of cluttered in the set dressing and the backgrounds. The backgrounds are much nicer and much more detailed, but I feel like there's a lot more information. Now, they did get rid of the world's ugliest HUD, which is a nice thing. The original game had numbers just like floating in the middle of the screen, oftentimes kind of on top of where Umihara was. And so it's great that they got rid of that. This game has less of the kind of unfinished feeling that I talked about in this series of kind of feeling like the game was a little bit unfinished in a lot of ways. And I think this has retained the kind of the rough feeling of the original game while kind of smoothing out a lot of the rough corners. There are some things that are kind of weird in the settings. You can change the controller layout, but in a really awkward way. You have to just rotate through buttons and actions. And so if you have a controller that doesn't label the buttons, that is actually can make it quite difficult to set the controls. But I think most of the options are pretty nice. There are not as many options as you might want. You can't really set your resolution very well. So there's a lot of options that are kind of feel like they're missing. But there's, the core of it is exactly what I want. It is an Umihara Kawase game. And the quick reset means that on stages like this, I can work on things like I've been working on this very starting out jump here. Getting that, and I got that on my first try, which is makes me look a lot better at this game than I actually am. I was never very good at the original Umihara Kawase, but I always loved it so much that it didn't really matter. There we go. I have not been able to get that bunny hop either. So things are going very well today. Let's see if we can, yeah, there we go. So it looks like we want to kind of swing up here. And probably want to swing out around that ledge, which is going to require a little bit more finesse than I am confident that I have. But let's see if we can. Oh, nope, couldn't quite make it. And now we're stuck at the exit, so we have to do a quick reset. And now you can see probably a bit more of how this level usually goes for me. But I love that they've made it now so that I can just really grind out jumps like that and just work on them over and over. And it's something that I really wanted and kind of got from the original in a little bit of an unorthodox way. Is I would use emulator save states to avoid the issue of lives. So that's a really satisfying bunny hop across there. It took me a while to figure out how to jump that gap. And so it's pretty cool. I am pretty pleased with it. This level in general I've been really enjoying. And I'm just really enjoying the level designs so far have been not always as thrilling, but I don't know these levels as well as I know the levels in the original. And so I think that some of the things that feel kind of, oh, that feels a little bit more linear, or, oh, you know, it feels like there aren't quite as many shortcuts. I think I'm just not actually getting used to it yet. Now, one thing that I should probably do, because you get, one of the things you get credit for is getting the backpacks out of a level, and so I should probably finish a level once to get a backpack credit. And that actually unlocked some art. The Shun costume, and the Shun beach music in the sound gallery. So we can now head to the gallery, which I am not sure where it is. Let's see. Profile, gallery, there we go, went right past it. Illustration gallery, we have Umihara Kawase, and that's the only image it looks like we've unlocked. So I thought we'd unlocked an image, but maybe it's something else. So then we have the sound gallery, where we can listen to music. So I guess probably it's in the profiles that we... Okay, so yeah, we have Umihara Kawase and Umihara Kawase Shun costume. So now we can try that level out again and see her new costume. So there we go. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that this game had multiple costumes. I really like that. I hope that the classic costume is in this. And that is something I'll be looking forward to unlocking. So let's see if we can get the alternate exit for this stage and unlock the level for that. So this part, I feel like I'm getting down pretty well. Get that, and then that, and then that. There we go. Grab the backpack just to have it. And then I think probably jump from like here. And then try and swing around. And I want to have kind of as much swing as I can, and then pull it in like that. And there we go. That'll do it. So it looks like we still actually have a ways to go. I thought the door would just be up here, but apparently not. So it looks like we're going to have to do a bit of a flying jump, and that's not going to do it. So this is going to take some figuring out. I love the kind of puzzle elements to this. I love the way it kind of combines puzzling and momentum and movement. And I love how kind of fluid it's possible to get. I was never particularly good at the original game, and I want to get really good at this one. I want to really grind it out. I want to get to the point where I can kind of be proud of myself. And I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to be proud of myself just because of who I am and how I am, but that's kind of the goal that I have, is to eventually get to the point where I can say, you know what, I am really good at Umihara Kawase, and I am really happy with that. And I have actually gotten, in games, I've gotten to points where I have felt like, okay, I now actually feel like I'm really happy with where I'm getting. I've never really gotten to the point where I felt like I was really good at a game. I've gotten to points where I felt like I was pretty good at a game. But I've never really gotten to where I want to go with this game, and so that's going to be kind of a journey that I'm going to be taking probably over the next, hopefully over the next few years even, because these things take a lot of time, and I don't have a lot of, like, time for grinding things out. And so I am going to, let's see, can't I can't quite figure out how exactly the physics on the hook work, and so I'm not always sure like what direction I should be throwing the hook in order to make some of these more difficult jumps. But it's something, you know, that is going to just take a lot of practice and a lot of trial and error. So that's where I'm hoping to go in the future, and I hope that you will join me. And I do actually, I want to give this one more shot before I really wrap things up, and I didn't quite get the momentum I needed there. I like that they introduce ice earlier in this game. I think that it adds some interesting... I don't like that it really limits what you can hook onto, but I like the interesting kind of momentum stuff that it brings in. I still think that the kind of aerial momentum is where this game shines the most, but having that kind of horizontal momentum and having surfaces that you can slide along like that, I think that really adds something interesting to the game that I quite like. So let's give this one more shot. Let's get up here, see what we can do. Let's see. Want to get a pretty good swing. There we go. Okay, and then pull it in, and didn't quite make it. So that is going to be something that we will be working on in the future. We also have this to try and beat. And I'm just going to be gradually going through this game, unlocking stuff, probably a lot of it on my own time, and then a certain amount on camera. I will hopefully be doing some challenges, hopefully be doing some interesting stuff. That is all coming up. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.